You're tuned into the world of midcaps. Let's bring up the stock of Cholamandalam for you. It's up over 5% in trade right now, and that's because Q4 earnings have been strong for this company. Profit up over 40% in the quarter gone by. Joining us on the phone line, let's get in Mr. Vellayan Subbiah, the Managing Director at Cholamandalam. Morning, Mr. Subbiah. Thank you for joining us. We'll, of course, also have Shraddha joining us on this conversation. It's been a strong quarter. Let's understand from you what's worked for the company this time around.
Yeah, thanks, Dipanshu. Like you said, it's been a strong quarter for us. It's pretty much been across the board. NIMs have strengthened. Our NIMs for the quarter are at 9.4%. NIMs for the full year at 8.7%. So that's almost a 25% growth in NIMs. We've also had a healthy growth in assets. We closed 17% higher on a Q-on-Q basis. And disbursements were up 28% as well. We've also seen a decline in gross and net NPAs. Our GNPAs came down from 4.3% in the December 15 quarter to 3.5% in March 16. So pretty much across every metric you can think of, we've seen very strong performance, and that's what's really driven the bottom line numbers.
Mr. Subbiah, this is Hiral on this side. As you mentioned, we have seen an improvement in terms of where asset quality is concerned. And additionally, you've created a one-time provision of close to 54 crores. So if you could just tell us what is this provision regarding, and do you expect to maintain the similar levels asset quality, or we would be looking at further improvement as well going into the future quarters?
Yeah, so first in terms of the asset quality question, obviously we do see improvement this year. Now, one of the things is that March is usually where you see the best asset quality improvement. And, the second half of the year is usually when you see a lot more asset quality improvement. But we will see asset quality improvement going through the entire year. And in terms of your question on the 54 crore provision, basically what we have started to provision for is for a move to for the third bucket provisioning. That's what RBI has requested. And so we will likely do that at an accelerated level as well. And so that's what we provisioned that amount for.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Subbiah. This is Shraddha here. Just wanted to understand, this quarter you've seen a 47% growth in your vehicle finance disbursements. So what is really driving this sort of growth, and what's your overall outlook when it comes to AUM growth for FY17 overall?
Yeah, so we're very bullish on FY17. The biggest thing, obviously, is that, like we've said repeatedly in the past, we won't start growing our book till we see an improvement in asset quality. And we have begun to see improvements in asset quality, which is what's giving us comfort to grow the book on the vehicle finance side. Growth has come from multiple areas. Obviously, we've begun to see growth in the heavy commercial vehicle segment. We've also seen growth in the light commercial vehicle segment. The segment that's growing the best for us actually is our used vehicle segment, where we're seeing very steady and good incremental growth coming from that segment as well. So I'd say we're pretty much firing on all cylinders, with the exception of tractors, which is the one segment we're continuing to hold very conservative on. But besides of that, all segments are growing well. We expect all of that growth to continue in the current fiscal year. And we see most of the growth, a significant chunk of the growth coming from our used segment as well.
Okay. Also, the company is focused mainly on rural and semi-urban areas. So I believe 90% of your presence is across tier 1 to tier 4 towns. What I want to understand is what will a good monsoon really mean for you in terms of credit demand and disbursements? And also, have you seen any impact of this monsoon optimism on the credit demand in Q4? Or do you really expect this to reflect only in Q1 FY17?
Yeah, there's definitely been no impact of it in Q4. And like you said, if we do have a good monsoon, which we haven't had for a couple of years, but if we do have one, that will definitely be a very positive impact in the first half of this year.
Okay. What about the margin trajectory given the lower cost of funds? Are you looking at lowering our interest rates?
Yeah, so we've got two books. Obviously, our vehicle finance book is a fixed book. It tends to behave much better in declining interest rate environments. So when our cost of funds goes down, we tend to get some advantage from that on the vehicle finance book. On the home equity book, we tend to pass on some of that naturally to our customers, and therefore there the advantage is slightly less. But overall, given that our mix is about 2/3, 1/3 across those two books, we do tend to benefit from declining interest rate cycles.
The company is also looking for issuance of non-convertible debentures of up to 10,000 crores. I just wanted to understand by when can we expect this and what are these funds going to be used for?
So just to give you a sense, the NCD 10,000 crore issue is basically a resolution that we take, as a requirement from the board. We basically borrow on NCDs pretty much every month.